Can you believe in 2 weeks from today, I will be on a safari in Africa? It's really setting in, y'all. This is happening. There is no turning back. I think I might be getting a little excited. If you're just joining me, I'm Brandy, and this is my channel, The Runaway Reset. 3 years ago, quit my corporate job. Thought I was suffering from corporate burnout, but it was life burnout. But it would take me 6 months before I realized that. So what does one do? Well, first, when you think you're suffering from corporate burnout, you talk to your family and get permission to quit your job, basically. Hopefully you have a partner or a savings. So that's what happened. And you think you're gonna take maybe 6 months off, but that doesn't happen. The corporate world is like, you left, stay out. And so then you realize after 6 months, man, I don't feel much different than when I started. What is it? I'm just tired. So that was 3 years ago? That would put me at 47. I'll be 50 next month. And so for the last 3 years, I have been trying to figure it out. At times, more intentional than others. Definitely the last year has been filled with a lot of intentionality. We just had our couples counseling, and I realized I have not journaled in over a week. Bye, Evan. Be careful. Love you too. I also haven't done my devotional, and I'm feeling a little off kilter. So I journaled. I'll have my devotion. But I'm giving myself grace. I'm realizing, hey, it was a productive week in other areas with this trip planning, the packing, got that squared away. That's been a big load off of my plate. And I was really, laser focused on it. So my first tip for today is that if you're planning and if there's an area that you don't excel at, start with what your weakness is. Start with what your pain point is. And for me, that's packing. That's the organization and making sure that when I'm traveling on public transportation, I can, be nimble and not just be, even through the airports. So start early. That is definitely my advice, because it gives you time to make changes, to see how heavy your bags are going to be, see what fits, be intentional about your plan, because you do not want to start your vacation, your journey, or any of that with chaos and disorganization. And so I realized that this week I have been laser focused on it. And even though my project tracker didn't have me doing a lot of the tasks regarding packing until right before I leave, it doesn't know me. Claude created it. It's just telling me what would be a good time, but you know yourself. And so I want you to be okay with that. Know that you know yourself, you know your personality. So do what works for you, because that's what I did. And so in doing that, it kind of took me out of what had been my routine with just being at home, starting my day with devotion. And, I feel bad because I should be way more intentional, but I'm learning. So I'm giving myself grace, and I'm also celebrating that major win, and that's being packed and done 2 weeks before my trip. Now I can focus on the other small details that I may normally overlook, because this is a different trip, you guys. This is this is big. I'm going to be away and on a solo journey, a sabbatical, a transformation for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And I definitely want to come back different. During that time, I'm going to age 1 more year. I'm going to celebrate my 50th birthday. And so this is major. I'm really going into it with intention. What do I want this experience to be? What do I want to share with you? What do I want to empower you to do? To be okay with being alone, to be okay with starting over, to be all right with not having all of the answers right now, but still moving towards a goal, to be okay with the change and be fluid and be all right with, and be able to recognize if the prayer doesn't come packaged in the way that you want it. Be able to still recognize the blessing. That has been a challenge for me over the last 3 years. It has been so difficult. I am very impatient. I am very results oriented, and I want to see the change. And when you're reshaping your life, you're starting all over again, it should take time. And that is something that is just now setting in 3 years later, that this takes time, that I am almost 50 years old. That's 5 decades on this earth. That's a big age. And if I'm trying to reshape my thinking and change it and all of that, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. That is the biggest thing, is time and intention and grace. And so if you find that you're in a season of change, transition, it's okay. It may feel very uncomfortable. It may feel very frustrating, but hang in there. Give yourself permission to pause. Give yourself permission to feel what you're feeling. And then start to think, what is it that you want to change? A lot of women that are this age, the Gen X women, we are in transitional periods, whether we have husbands and children or not. I've talked to both that just are looking for something different. They want more fulfillment. What is missing? They've been the responsible one for all of their lives. That's my story. You know, you're recreating what you didn't have. You have a family young, and then you're like, oh shoot, this is hard. This is not easy, doing it alone. I'm not going to do it again. And then you wait, and you have a family again after 12 years. So you just start all the way over. And you're like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of focusing on everybody and everything. I just want to do me. I'm tired of being overlooked and not considered. I'm tired. I am tired. But you think it's just corporate because, I mean, your life has just gotten to the point, you know, you're running on autopilot. You're trying to do everything, and you can't. You can't. And so that's when you realize, oh my goodness, something's got to change. And then, I mean, and maybe this is not really to blame, but more of the catalyst. The perimenopause. Our bodies are going through reverse puberty. And the things that we once were able to tolerate, the external stimulations, multitasking. What? It's a wonder I'm able to even walk and make this video, because multitasking is a thing of the past. It's also what leads to burnout. So I don't recommend it unless necessary and short. You know, so it's like we're going through all of these things, and our bodies are changing, and we want to change right along with it. But sometimes we don't know what we want to change. We don't know what it is that we're looking for. We just know we want the change. And that is perfectly okay. I want to empower you to be okay with saying, I want to change. I don't quite know what it is that I want to change, because you may not have all the answers. And for some, that can be extremely frustrating. I know I want to know and I want to understand. Those are big needs of mine. And so when I don't have all the answers, it's difficult for me. And so I want you to, I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone in wanting a change, wanting something different, wanting more. It's okay. It is all right. And it's okay if you don't have the answers, if you don't know what it is, but I'm having a pull towards something different. I'm not quite sure what it is, because maybe you don't even have the time, or haven't given yourself the time and the space to just exhale and even figure it out. But you got that little bit of a pull. Or maybe it's you haven't given yourself permission. Maybe you know what it is, but you don't want to say it out loud. Like, you don't want to say, I'm tired of being a mother. I'm tired of being a wife. Who says that out loud? I have. You know what? Because it's real. And not saying it out loud isn't going to make me not feel it. It happens. And you don't want to be like, I know I don't want to be insensitive to women who haven't been able to have children, women who desire a family, but my journey is my journey. Their journey is their journey. It doesn't make me ungrateful. It doesn't make me insensitive. It makes me human. It makes me me. And that's what I'm learning also, is that this is my journey. This is my experience. And it looks different from somebody else's. I am grateful for the things that I have. Somebody is somewhere praying for a house, a husband, children. I understand that, but it doesn't take away from my being tired of being responsible for others or things like that. It doesn't. Nor does it make me irresponsible for wanting a family 30 years ago. Both things can be true. And so that's what I have learned and am continuing to learn, is to give myself grace, to not compare myself. At times, I would compare myself to my husband because I felt like, well, he's grateful for everything. He doesn't want more. But I had to realize that is his journey. Just because I want to do more or want adventure or whatever, this is my journey, and no two journeys are going to be the same. But that's hard sometimes. It's hard because, we all want to feel normal. We all want to feel like, I think normal, and normal is relative. Some of us, want to feel like we're contributing as much as we're taking. I know it's very hard for me to not be independent and to have to financially independent. I'm gonna clarify that and have to rely on my husband. I've been independent since I left my mother's house to go to college at 18. And so this is a very new time, a new experience. And I've done myself disservices quite a bit because I've not allowed myself to fully take advantage of the blessing that God has given me. And that's my husband being able to support us without my financial contributions. And, and I should have been focusing on healing and all of that, but I was just so in the thick of it, not seeing any progress and feeling like I'm not progressing, feeling stuck. And so that's why I tell you, be careful that you don't overlook the blessing, because we can be quick to do that if it doesn't appear how we anticipated or what we were looking for. It's happening. In 2 weeks, I will be on a safari in Cape Town, South Africa, on a 6-week solo sabbatical. And I'm about to get very intentional on what I want to leave behind and what I want to bring back with me. Because the re-entry back into your life after going on a solo trip is a lot. But thankfully, I've had the experience of having the re-entry a couple of times. So each time I travel, I'm getting better, I'm more wise, and I'm grateful for the experience. So I want you to be grateful for all of your experiences. And it's Side Hustle Saturday too. I ain't made no money, but it's all right, because money can't buy the things that I'm learning. So it's all good. So $0. I'll have to look at the tracker to see exactly where our deficit is. I don't even care, honestly. You know, that is just kind of where I'm at. I don't even care, because you know what? I know, and I'm betting on myself that I'm going to figure it out one way or the other, and I'm going to still be financially responsible doing it. So that's what I'm putting out there. So I'm not even about to look at what I had as the tracker. I mean, thank God for working and tax returns too, because that also has helped. So that's it, y'all. It is day 59. I remembered on my own. I didn't look at the planner, but yeah, let me look. I know that it is, but I'm just going to do it just in case. It is, yes, day 59. Day 59. May 16th. Man, shoot, now I feel like I'm cooking with gas. I don't remember something short term. All right, so thanks for watching. I'm gonna talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.